Hi everybody, welcome to yoga. My name's Megan Santa, and today we're going to do a 25-minute class focusing on hips and low back. So if you got tight hips, if you have any low back sensitivities, then this class is going to be perfect for you. Grab your mat, if you don't have a mat, a beach towel, set it up. If you have music you want to play, any music at all, go for it, and then let's get started. So we'll start laying down flat on the back, get comfortable. And the first few moments of class I think are probably the hardest because you have to start to drown out the distractions around us, and when you're at home, that's definitely the hardest part. So lay all the way down, get as comfortable as you possibly can. Flip the palms up towards the sky. Can you tuck your shoulder blades behind your heart and close the eyes? So once you're laying flat on your back, you'll start to recognize where your body's carrying physical tension. You'll probably feel it through the shoulders, through the hips, sometimes up throughout the neck, tops of the shoulders, the chest. So give yourself a quick scan, recognizing where that is for you. Maybe it's the ankles. And then tap into where you're at mentally today. Notice what's coming up. We're in an interesting season right now where there's a lot of emotions coming up. So be okay if you're feeling frustrated or irritated. Also be okay if you're feeling relatively good. Come to focus on our breath. So breath awareness, super important. It helps with our body awareness. You can take your hands to your belly. Take a big inhale. You can feel the belly lift and fill up like a balloon. And let it go. Inhale, fill all the way up to the top. Exhale, let it go. Few more rounds, breathing up all the way to the top. Exhale, let it go. 2 more on your own, and recognize that these deep breaths are really uncomfortable for you. You're probably not using your full lung and diaphragm and chest capacity when you breathe. But this is really important when you're on the ice or you're playing your sport or whatever it is that you're doing at high intensity, that you're using the full capacity of your breath. 1 more round, fill all the way up to the top, and let it go. Invite in small movements, so fingers and toes. Hopefully you're already feeling a little more relaxed. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Bend at your knees, plant your feet, and heel toe your feet relatively wide towards the edges of your mat. And then what we call windshield wiping. So you're going to wipe the knees over to the right side, let them fall heavy. You'll feel your low back start to lift off the ground. Big inhale. Exhale, swipe the knees over to your left. Inhale over to the right. Exhale over to the left. The next few rounds, I want you to focus on pressing your hips forward. I want you to feel a stretch through the front of the quad, front of the hip, and a little bit further up through the side body. Last time, meet me in center. Heel toe the feet back closer together, and then draw your right knee in towards your chest. Then draw the knee towards the shoulder. Notice how you might find a little bit of extra space when you draw it closer towards shoulder rather than having it stop at your chest. Flex your right toes and kick the foot up towards the ceiling. This is what we call half happy baby. You can start to draw the right knee a little bit further out to the side. You could grab for the ankle, the shin. Sometimes if you have the ability, you can reach for the arch of your foot. Let the shoulder drop down away from the ear and the shoulder. Relax. Cleansing breath in. Cleansing breath out. Release it back down. Right away, switching sides. Start with the left knee in towards your chest and then up towards your shoulder. Hold it here. Trying to keep your focus on this physical practice, hearing your breath the whole time. So notice when your thoughts start to distract you, it's normal, and just bring yourself right back. Flex the left toes, kick the foot high, half happy baby. Holding on to any point of the foot or the leg. Draw yourself back to center, hug your knees into chest. Kick the feet high to the sky. Roll out the ankles, point and flex the toes. This pose is great even to do in a recovery sense where you can just let the legs hang up in the sky or do a legs up against the wall. Great for recovery. One more breath here. Be okay with stillness. I know it's kind of an odd feeling in our day-to-day life. We don't normally just stop. So let yourself breathe. You don't have to rush. Good, then land your feet back down on the earth. Roll over onto your side body and come all the way up to figure four, tabletop, sorry. So hands and knees, all 10 fingers spread wide, joints stacked over joints, hugging your front core in to support the back. Start with the left leg, scoop it out long behind you. Flex the toes down. So notice how both my hip bones are pointed down. This is stable across through the sacrum. We're gonna rotate your left hip. Now instead of it being squared to the earth, you're gonna rotate up and open. So notice how now my hips are stacked. This should feel, I hope, good, especially if the hips are tight. You can keep both hands down on the earth for balance. And then close it and square it back off. Again, inhale up and rotate open. Close it off. Third one, rotate open. Close it off and then take your left knee to your left elbow all the way up. Shoot it back out. Inhale in. Exhale, shoot it out. Third one. Shoot it out, and then this time we'll take the back foot, plant it between your hands. Let your back knee sink down. So notice how I kind of had to shimmy my leg further behind me. Heel toe your ankle out to the side. I'm even taking mine right off the mat. So from the front, you'll be able to see how much space I have in front of me. Hands on the inside, foot's out to the side, and you can hang right here. I want you to feel stretched through the front of the right hip. If you want to go even deeper, you can peel this inside of the foot off the earth. Then you'll get right into the left side too. Hold. Notice the right hand, if you're jumping all the way to your wrist, I want all 5 of those fingers and knuckles also pressing down. Close it back off. Take your left foot, swing it behind you, tabletop. Find a couple sways through the hips, just rock side to side. Hopefully you notice the difference from left to right here. And then we'll switch sides. So start with the right leg, kick it out behind you. Left toes point down. Rotate up and open to the sides, and now notice hips are not square, they're stacked. Rotate back down. Up and open. Exhaling down. Third one, open. Back down. Take your right knee up towards your right elbow, squeeze it in tight. Sweep it back out. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Third one in. Exhaling out, and this time you can take your right foot up between the hands. Bring the hands on the inside of the foot, heel toe out to the side. Let your left hip sink down. Maybe you shimmy the back leg so you create space. And then your option, you can stay right here, let the hips sink down, or peel the inside of the foot off the earth. So in classes, we have lots of different options. Stop where it feels good. Come back to your breath. The more intense the stretches, you'll notice you're going to get a little breathless, or the breaths will be shorter. Really try and bring that deep breath back into the practice. Full inhales, full exhales. Plant the foot down, heel toe back in. And this time, take your right foot back, sweep into a plank. Knees can be up or down. This is your choice. Inviting in a bit of heat. Can you rock forward and back? Even in plank, you can rock back, rock forward. Chaturanga, tricep push-up, lower your elbows down to the earth. Flip your toes, press your legs up nice and long. Peel your chest up, shoulders back. Keep the elbows tucked and tight. Breathing in. Breathing out. Soften the chest down, flip the toes. Find downward facing dog. So keep the hips high to the sky, straighten out the legs. You want to draw your heels down. Lengthen out the low back. So here you're really allowing the spine to decompress. You kind of look like a triangle. Press all 10 fingers down really solidly. Press your heels down to the earth. And when you look down at your feet, make sure you have about a hip's distance between your feet. So not too wide, not too narrow. Get high on your heels. Bend your knees deeply. Walk or hop to the front of your mat. Lift up halfway. Hold it here. So you have a micro bend in your knees. Belly button is hugging in again to support your low back. Shoulders back. Breathing full. Exhale, let it go. Roll up to stand. Big reach up. Collect your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Lift up halfway. That lift, belly button hugs in, flat back. Bend your knees, plant your palms. Step back to plank. Lower through chaturanga. This is what we call our vinyasa, our sun salutation. Peeling your chest up. Down dog. Adding on from here, can you reach your left leg high to the sky? So you're in what we call three-legged dog. Lift your left heel 1 inch higher. Bend your knee and open your left hip up to the sky. You're wanting to point your kneecap right up towards the ceiling. That's what you're going for. Try and keep equal weight to your hands. One more breath. Before you guide the left knee in towards your chest, flick it through between the hands. Pivot your back heel down. Windmill the arms up and open, warrior 2. So a couple points here in warrior 2. Your back toes, the pinky toe edge is in line with the short edge of your mat or your towel. Your front toes, left toes are facing forward. And then when you look down, imagine you had a Sharpie marker and you're going to draw a line down the middle of your mat. I want your front foot, front heel on that Sharpie marker line in the back arch of your foot. Take up space. It's easier to balance if you take up more space. Gaze forward. Catch your breath. Take your left elbow, lower it down to the thigh. So I always imagine like I had a platter of food on my left hand here. Stay light so don't dump your weight. Light through that bottom elbow and extend right arm to the sky. Side angle pose. Make sure you're anchoring through the back pinky toe edge of your foot. So you're not letting the ankle or the arch of your foot roll forward. You're staying pressed down. One more breath. Lift yourself back up. Straighten the front knee. Turn all 10 toes to the side wall. Pivot your right toes to the other side. So same pose, but you're switching sides. Bend into your front right knee this time. Arms sweep open. Again, check for that Sharpie line on your mat. Front heel, back arch. Catch a breath, gazing past your right fingertips this time. Bend your right elbow, lower it down lightly on the quad and reach your gaze high. You should feel stretch through the side body here. You're getting an opening through the hips. Front quad's doing some work, so there's lots happening. windmill the arms back up. Turn all 10 toes to the side wall. Heel toe your feet all the way up. Back to the front of your mat. This is what we call mountain pose. You're at the front of your mat. Hands are by your side, palms forward. Feet are right underneath of your hips. Catch a big breath in. And a big breath out. One more time. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, dive forward, fold. Halfway lift. Bend your knees, plant your palms, hop or step back to plank. Lower down through chaturanga or tricep push-ups. Your chest is lowering through the elbows. Peel your chest up, baby cobra. Here, be mindful that you're keeping the elbows tucked and close to your side, shoulders back, chest lifted. Maybe eventually you can hover the knees and quads off the earth. Downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high. Plant it down and right away sweep right leg high. Let's even out the body, bend the knee, and rotate the right kneecap open to the side wall. So notice how now you're targeting that kneecap to up, or the knee joint to face up towards the ceiling. You're getting an opening through your right hip. Even weight through the arms. Don't catch yourself dumping all the weight to that left arm. Try and even it out. One more breath. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. Flick it through. Land in a low lunge. So low lunge, you're going to keep your back heel lifted, your back knee lifted, but let your hips sink down. Coming back to opening through the hip, but this time you're inviting a bit more strength now that we're warmer. Left hand stays strong. Right arm reaches high. Twisted open. Finding lots of rotation here. Notice that you're not overdoing it. If you're feeling really stiff and sore, you don't want to lean into any pinching. You want to stop where the sensation feels just right. Land the hand down. Step back to plank this time, so stay really strong. Take your left leg right away, sweep it through between your hands. Let's go right to the other side. So right arm strong. Let the hips sink down, back knee stays lifted, sweep right arm up. Come back to your deep breaths. Plant your hands. Step back to plank. Last vinyasa, so what we call vinyasa starts in your plank. Lower down through chaturanga, tricep push-up. Peel your chest up. Shoulders back. Downward dog. Draw your heels down. So notice here, hopefully downward dog feels a little less rigid. Can you shake your head out, yes or no? Press your chest through the windows of your shoulders, down towards your feet. And lower the knees down. Find child's pose. Knees wide towards the edges of your mat. Toes touching. So your hips back. Reach the arms out in front of you. Reach, reach, reach. Let the heart sink down to the chest, and let your heart sink down to the mat. If it feels good, you can rock side to side. Hang out here for 3 more breaths, and notice where your mind's wandering off to. Focusing on breath awareness, body awareness, staying present in what's being done in the moment. So being present right where your feet are. And pull yourself up to kneeling. Come all the way up to your knees. You're going to turn to the length side of your mat, the long side of your mat. Here you might want blocks or books or like a taller cushion or something. I'll start. You're going to take your left knee, keep it bent, swing your right foot out to the side out long. So you're on the edge of your foot. And then plant the pinky toe edge down. Walk your hands out. Eventually you'll have the space to lower down to the forearms. Maybe eventually you lengthen out and you reach the leg a little bit further. Let your bum sink down towards your heel. So not all poses in yoga are supposed to feel great. This pose probably feels really tight. Use your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Certain poses are better if you stay in them for a longer period of time. So don't rush this, don't force it. Allow the muscles to soften and relax. Notice the mind game that's coming up. If this is especially uncomfortable today, your mind's going to try and cheat you out of it sooner. It's going to try and convince you that you don't need this or that's long enough. Hold, calm. If you're on your forearms, come up to the palms. Slowly draw the right leg in. You can sit back, you can rock forward. And switch sides. Left leg out long. Anchor on the edge of the foot before you plant the 5 toes down. Really important also, just make sure that your hip is stacked over top of the knee when you first start. Decide if you're staying up on hands or coming down to forearms. Let your hip sink back to the heel. Come to those deep breaths. Draw yourself up. Come back to your knees. Flip around to our back. So this is where if you have extra layers you want to throw on to stay warm. Socks or sweaters are all great options. If you have pillows or blankets you want to get extra cozy, you can. Specifically today I want to focus on obviously hips and low back. So in order to cater to the low back for what we call shavasana, which is also like a yoga nap I like to say, I want you to take a blanket or a thicker pillow, anything that's a little bit thicker that you can tuck underneath of your knees. So that way that your knees are flat on the mat, there's something supporting them so they can stay bent, just to help with the low back. If you're not sure, you can look up bolster, yoga bolster. You can see what I mean when I say a long pillow, bolster alternatives, or you can even comment here and I can let you guys know what else to use. Roll all the way down. You have a natural curl through the back spine, hands up to the side. And if you're feeling really scattered with your thoughts, you can even rest the hands on the belly. That way you can focus on the breath. When the belly lifts into the hands, softens down, close your eyes. This is where all the benefits of this movement, this practice, can come into play. Instead of rushing off, can you follow 3 rounds of breath? We'll count them. So 4 counts for the inhale. Pause at the top for 3. Exhale back out for 6. Inhale for 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So really press all the air out as you exhale. Don't rush. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. Feel the chest, belly, everything expanded. And let it go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Third one. Big inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. 3, 2, 1. And let it go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice the physical body. Notice your mental body, your mental emotions. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd want. When you're finished, you start to wiggle fingers and toes. Rock the head side to side, roll out wrists and ankles. Find a full body stretch, so mindful of the prop underneath of your knees, but get nice and long. Reach the hands, reach the legs out long. Guide the knees into your chest, squeeze them in. Roll over onto your side body. And come all the way up to meet me in seated. We always finish practice together. So sit nice and tall, close the eyes. Collective breath in through your nose. And let it go. Thanks everyone so much for joining me for this yoga for hips and low back. We're going to keep coming back with videos that are a little bit more specific and focused in. So if you're having days where you need help in certain areas of the body, hopefully these videos will be helpful to you. See you guys soon.